Hello and welcome back to another video. So first off, I just want to kick things off very briefly and say thank you to all the people who subscribed on the back of my last video from my AliExpress unboxing. There is videos coming from that, but I just want to say thank you very much for all the people who subscribed. Honestly, it means a lot. And if you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. So in the Northern Hemisphere right now, we're currently in autumn, and in the next few weeks, the dark nights are going to be on us. In the UK, the clocks change, they go back, so we're all going to be commuting home very shortly in the dark if you finish work at 5 o'clock. And already the dark mornings are here. This morning I noticed at like 5 to 7 that it was actually dark. So yeah, we're all going to be needing lights. If you've got lights, great stuff. If you're looking at new lights, I might just have what you want here without spending an absolute fortune on lights. So Magicshine, any of you that have heard of them, I've been making lights for quite some time now. I've had a few of the lights in the past. I've had a mountain bike light, which was good. And I also got sent out a few years ago a little light, which I forget the name of now, which I thought was a great little light. But I had a crash in Australia and it got wrecked. Anyway, I reached out to them recently to see if they had any lights that I could review, and they very kindly sent me out this, a Magicshine HR 900. 900 is for 900 lumens. They also sent me out this See Me Mag 50. And they also sent me out this Bluetooth remote. Anyway, where do we begin? So I've been running this now for the last 3 weeks and I've had to charge it once, which has just blown me away. It comes with USB-C, as all the devices, including this little remote, which I was quite surprised at, and also the mag light. It's got various different settings. It's got your usual what you'd expect to see on lights like this. It's got flash mode, it's got hide mode, and like a solid mode, and then it goes through medium, low, medium, and super bright. But one thing that I really do like about this, which I'm going to explain when I'm out on the road, I'm going to show you, is that it's got the lens pattern on the front is done in such a way as to not dazzle other road users. So top tip when you do get it, I've actually had to swap the mount around because the only way I could fit it underneath my light was having it this way, but the pattern was all wrong. And then I slowly realised that if you unbolt that bolt there and then the one on the top there and swap them over as I've done here, so you can have it in the correct orientation, it actually gives you a good road spread. Now I'm going to go out in the morning at 5 o'clock as I normally do, and I'm going to show you in action. But one thing I do want to show you here very briefly, this is just a good little light. It's a rear light, there's nothing fancy in it. They do, I believe, have some pairing mode if you're out with other riders, but I don't know anybody else with Magicshine lights. Maybe I might do soon after they've seen this video. But it's got this auto group sync feature on it, where if you're riding in a group, I think it knows what the rear light is, who the rear rider is, and it has that one on bright, and then everybody else's, it dulls it down, dims it down so as to not dazzle you, so you can see the road ahead without being dazzled. Because any of us who rode at night in a group and you've got someone who's got an incredibly bright light, it's actually really dazzling and becomes annoying. But one thing I do want to show you briefly on this, watch it not work now, but it has been working perfectly, is that you've got this remote here, and when you turn the lights on, yeah, as you can see, it turns both lights on. And then you can control the light from the remote, and then you can also turn them off, which I think is great. So let's get out on the road so we can get some footage. One of the roads I'm going to go on, it is completely dark, there's no lights at all on there, and the previous light which I have been using has just not been cutting the mustard at all. I've needed something with a bigger beam with more spread that's brighter, and I'm hoping, because I've not been up this road yet, that this fits the bill. But yeah, let's get out on the road and see how it tests, and then I will come back to you. Yeah, so I've come down to the darkest lane near my house, just to show you the light modes. I'm not going to be going at pace because it's not a very long road, but you've just seen it there. That was on its lowest mode. So, the thing I really like about this light as well is the remote, so I can control the light as I see fit. So that's the mode you've just seen it on its lowest mode, and I also love the beam pattern. That's great, it's really good. So if I lower this down, you can see here how the way the lenses are set up, it stops drivers from being blind, so you can see it's just at its edge there. However, I have it a little bit more up than that. So yeah, that's on its lowest solid mode. That's medium mode, and that's in its brightest mode, which, as you can see, it's just one sec, the car coming. Don't want to blind them. We need to be mindful of other drivers, and they're lighting me up, so yeah, that's all good. So yeah, the beam pattern now, you can see it's really distinctive. Now if you do buy one of these lights, make sure that you have its orientation right, because as I did when I first put it on, it was all messed up, so you might need to, depending if you're going to have it mounted on the top of your Garmin mount or underneath, you'll need to switch around the brackets, which is just one bolt on each side, which is dead easy to do. And it's also got flashing mode. Yeah, so you just double tap the top button on the remote, that's one of your flashing modes, and then if you press it, it just switches to high mode again, and back to low, back to high, and then you can also turn it off from there. And that's the rear light, so that's got a flash mode, a solid mode, and it's got a low mode as well. And I'll show you it in motion on the high setting. The thing I like about it as well is that look, so I can just change the settings on the fly on the remote. That I really like. So I'm back home, and as you can tell, I've had a shave. So the lights, a few things I want to cover before I end the video that I haven't covered already. First, the build quality of all of it, especially this, if the camera decides to focus. Really impressed with it. The build quality, it's got a real good premium feel. Now, I've owned Exposures in the past. I've owned a Exposure 6-pack and a Diablo when I used to do mountain biking, and the build quality in them was sublime, and this is right up there with them. And obviously massive price difference. This £60, I think it's fantastic, and that's normal retail price. That I imagine when we get close to Black Friday, which is only next month, it's only a few weeks away, there'll be offers going around on this, and I don't think you can go wrong buying this. I think it's a great light. The actual pattern of the lights, the way I've shown you on the floor, I actually had it angled down just so it could, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for at the minute, but basically you could see exactly the beam pattern on it. Obviously you lift it up more and it gives you this beam spread that you want. So normally with other lights you get like bleed where it just goes everywhere rather than being focused on where you need it the most. With this, the way they've done the lenses, it's very sharp on the edges here, so you don't really need to see here, it's the road ahead that you need to see, and this focuses on that absolutely brilliantly. And I've also found out recently that Hori stands for horizon, which is where when you could see the sharp pattern on the floor, That's where that comes from. So you angle it up onto the horizon and it stops the road users from being blinded by your light. And I've been using it now on my commutes to work and back every day since I've got it, for probably 4 weeks, 5 weeks I've been using it, and not had any drivers flash at me. And in the past, when I've used some other big bright lights, I have had people shouting me and asking me, well, not shouting me, you know what I mean, flashing the lights at me, shouting out the window saying that my light's too bright, which is where this comes in. That, I think, is an absolute game changer. Now, being able to adjust the lights on the fly without having to lean over, and I know I've already talked about this in the video, it never gets dull. Being able to manage it yourself. I've had lights in the past that connect to your head unit and it manages the light itself based on the overhead, what it can see. And my experience of that, it doing that, in theory, when you listen to the videos and you watch reviews and they all talk about, oh yeah, it does this, this and this, my experience of it isn't being that great. I'm not going to name any names, but I've actually got a light in the cupboard there that I'm going to be selling soon because this has definitely took its place, and these three are a lot cheaper than that one light. The rear light, I know I've not spoke too much about it, but it's a rear light. It does what it needs to do. It's bright, the battery's great on it, it's got USB-C charging, the build quality is as good as this. I don't think you can go wrong for what they cost, and out of interest, that is £60 retail. They're £30 retail, or it might be £35 retail, and those are 20 quid. So for the best part of 100 quid, you've got a real good solid light setup. And in the box as well, on the video that I deleted, I didn't show you, but you don't need to see it, to be quite honest with you. It gives you multiple mounts of these, so you can put one on the top and on the bottom there. It also gives you multiple mounts of the Wahoo as well, so depending on what kind of mount you've got on your bike, you will have a mount in that box that will work for you. So yeah, I'm really super excited to be using this over the winter period. I will come back, as I've already said, at the end of winter and let you know how they've been, how the battery life has stacked up. But yeah, I'm going to leave the video here. Absolutely excited to be using them. Any questions, leave them down below, or you can contact me on Instagram at cyclingwithruss, cycling_with_Russ. I know it's a mouthful, but it's easy to type out, and there's links in my channel about section and stuff all around. And yeah, I'm going to leave the video here. Until next time, I hope you all have a very safe riding outdoors over the winter period and the dark nights that are coming up soon. I think it's a great time of the year, if I'm honest with you. Love summer, love spring, but I also love this time of the year, autumn as well. There's just something special about it that I really enjoy. Those dark mornings where it's peaceful, no wind, serene. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I love it. So yeah, anyway, I'm waffling on. Until next time, ride safe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye.